6:49, we're not just 48 hours after we learned a federal judge's ruling about the taped phone calls in the police department. 7 tapes are illegal, a violation of the Federal Wiretap Act, and 1 tape was ruled legal. Mayor Pete Buttigieg is here this morning, and Mayor, we appreciate you coming in.
Glad to be here.
Thanks very much. Have you had a chance to talk with your legal team? I know it's been short term. Have you had a chance to talk with the team, and what's the team saying?
So we've had some early discussions. What they're saying is that we need to review any other legal issues surrounding this tape. There's a 30-day window where the officers could choose to file an appeal. We have to respect that. But the overall direction I've given them is that we want to disclose anything we legally can. So even though we know most of this content can't be shared without violating federal law, any part that can be, that's going to be the goal.
In which case, there is 1 cassette that was deemed legal. Have you listened to that tape, and do you want that tape released?
I have not listened to it, but if there is a lawful way to do it, then yes, I want that to come forward.
There has been mentioned that there's this 30-day window. You were talking about that. If there is an appeal, will it come from your office or the city in a whole?
The city has no reason to appeal a decision that essentially said that we were right. But we do respect the rights of the officers to appeal, and we're still reviewing a decision that, as you said, is less than 48 hours old.
Since it appears really the chance that this lone tape is deemed legal, there are going to be some who are going to wonder whether, are we going to hear all of it? Will we hear any of it at all? Will we hear parts of it? If it is deemed that you will release this tape, will you release the whole thing, or will it be edited versions?
So that's largely a legal question, and I don't know what all of the legal details are that's being reviewed. What I will say is that the direction I've given to the team is that we should release as much as we lawfully can.
There's a lot of speculation on what's on that tape, and if that tape is deemed legal, what would be the legal justification for not releasing something that's already been deemed legal by a judge?
I can't speculate on points of law. The judge mentioned that there could be other reasons it's illegal, but it's legal under these terms. Look, I can't get into all the details of legal matters. What I can say is, throughout this situation, our only goal has been to make sure that we don't violate any laws and that we don't violate anybody's rights. And as long as we're doing that, as we do in anything else in this administration, our goal is to be as transparent as possible. We also have to face the fact that the reason people care about this isn't just about a tape or a set of legal considerations. It's about much deeper issues in our community that have to do with trust between the community and the police department, and that's where our attention is going to need to go now.
So there is a lot of speculation on what is on that tape, and theoretically nobody knows because it would be illegal to listen to it. However, there is that speculation that if this tape in full isn't released, you will never bridge that gap of trust.
Well, we've already got that problem because 7 out of the 8 tapes are illegal, and nobody, including me, can ever find out what's on them.
If in fact the entire tape is deemed legal and that very controversial discussion is on there that might be the firing point, the tipping point in this, are you prepared to release that, what potentially could be very damaging information?
Let me say what I think I've already said, but I'll just say it again to make sure it's clear. We are going to release anything that we lawfully can. And I don't know what's on there, but this decision-making process has never been about the content of the tapes, for the simple reason that I don't know the content of the tapes. It's been about following the law. I resisted an enormous amount of pressure from the council, from some in the media, from some in the community, to do something that we now know would have been illegal. And if I had done it, I might be on my way to jail right now.
Okay.
So we're being very careful about following the law. But other than that, our goal is to be as forthcoming, as transparent as possible. And if there are issues that are a consequence of that, let's face them together as a community. We have to.
Okay, so just, I need to be clear on this. If in fact some of this speculation is true and there's some damaging things on this tape and it's deemed that that portion of the tape is legal, it's coming out.
Anything that we can lawfully release will be released.
Okay.
We're not going to make decisions based on whether we like it or not.
All right.
We're going to make decisions based on the law.
Okay. Mayor, thanks very much for coming in. We appreciate it. And Carrie, let's get the latest forecast.
Yeah. Outside pretty quiet this morning. We do have some clouds across